Welcome to Connecting to Spirit. I am your host, Lisa Brandis, and I'm here to help you unlock your intuition, channel with clarity, and deep dive into self-discovery, all while navigating the ups and downs of personal and spiritual growth. If you're ready to say goodbye to self-doubt, embrace your unique gifts, and connect with a supportive community on the same journey, then you're in the right place. Whether you're just starting out or you've been walking this path for years, this podcast is here to guide you, support you, and inspire you every step of the way. So grab a cozy spot, settle in, and let's dive into some empowering insights together. I was reminded recently about an experience that I had many years ago when I worked for a holistic healing centre. It was this gorgeous little community down by the hills here in Western Australia in Perth, and I know many of you would have visited that beautiful sanctuary, and I call it a sanctuary because the woman that owned the centre had the most incredible presence. She really was the epitome of love and first introduced me to what would then become one of my prime values, which is the power of kindness. And I remember her telling me once that she had learned a long time ago that it didn't matter how powerful someone appeared to be or how much money they had or whether they had been to university and had multiple degrees or diplomas. She looked to one thing and one thing only as an assessment as to whether she wanted to allow someone close to her in her life. And she basically used a tool we call in spiritual terms discernment. So discernment is different to judgment. Judgment says you're wrong, I'm right. Discernment says, I'm going to go in another direction. This doesn't resonate with me. And when we're looking at healing and raising our vibration, we're wanting to be in resonance with people and situations and experiences that align to who we are at the core levels. So in other words, align to our inner being. And what I've discovered through my 22 years of deep diving into spirituality is that the core of who I am is love. The core at your center is also love. And in fact, everyone, no matter who they are and what they've done or what they've been through in life, has this light within that burns like an ember. And when we are tapped into our own heart and we're living in heart coherence and we're resonating with the power of love, and it changes people's lives. And sometimes it can be the small moments, as simple as a smile or just a gesture or just seeing and acknowledging someone that can pull someone out of that chronic negative thought or lack of self-belief or even pain that they might be in, either physically or metaphysically or even spiritually. And coming back to that spiritual center, so I was working there, and one day I decided, through witnessing my incredible mentor Rayeleen, who had not just told me about the value of hers, that was one of many, love being another one, and compassion. She also demonstrated it. So it's one thing to value something, but it's another thing to be the epitome of it. And she certainly did that and taught anyone who worked in her centre or who even just came in to sit in the space we were in would always feel it. I remember one day I'd gone across to the shops and I was on my way back to work, and there was just always this feeling of grace. Rayeleen is a very beautiful soul and just always pleasant and giggling and fun to be around. And I remember walking back and I was infused with gratitude. The sun was shining, the trees looked amazing. I had my two beautiful kids at home being looked after by my husband, and I just felt so blessed to be in service. I loved the customers that would come in the shop. I literally was being paid to work in a magic shop, and I would have gone there for free because it was just such a beautiful space to hang out in. And as I was walking back, I was walking down the pathway and I saw this man walking towards me, and I literally caught his eye and looked directly at him. And you know when you're walking past someone and there's just this moment, there was just this soul-to-soul connection. And I didn't say anything. I smiled at him and just kept walking. And it wasn't hard to do because I was in a state of love and gratitude and appreciation. So I just really showered that upon him, a complete stranger. And so as I walked past him, I continued in and walked into the centre. And 2 seconds later, we had this little bell that would go off when someone entered and the door had opened. And I turned around and there was this man. So he'd literally gone in the opposite direction, turned around, came back, and he walked in and he walked right up to me. And I thought, oh my gosh, like what's happening? Because you could feel the essence and the energy. And he looked me in the eyes and he said to me, I just want to say thank you. And I said, oh, what for? And he goes, I was about to go home and take my life. And something about you has told me that I'm going to be able to sort my shit out and change my life. And he said, I just thought it was important to come in and let you know and say thank you because you witnessed me, you saw me, and I don't know why, but you've given me hope. And I remember just being quite young at the time and not really having any idea of what that meant and just feeling a little overwhelmed and kind of surprised, I guess. And he turned around and left, and I never saw him again, never heard from him again. But there's just, again, another reason why, really tuning into your values and determining what's important in life. And that good old saying of don't sweat the small stuff really does have significance. We really never know what anyone else is going through. And until we've walked 1,000 miles in someone else's shoes, I kind of think, who are we to judge anybody? So when I feel like my own judgment's rising and I'm challenged by a situation or something that's an experience I've been in, it's a great reminder just to come back to compassion and really take the action of discernment instead of judgment, where no one's right, no one's wrong. We're all just humans having a very complex experience. And ultimately, my belief is that we're all doing the best we can with who we are and what we know. So, you know what? Walk lightly today. Love yourself. Be extra kind. And remember that energy transpires and people feel it. I hope it's given you food for thought today. And I hope that someone shows you some kindness. All right, until next time, have an awesome day.